AITA for refusing to give up my airplane seat to a tall person? Hey everyone. Bit of a weird situation and I'm not sure if I am tall or not. Happy to have my perspective challenged. Last week I was taking a 12-hour flight that I had booked months in advance. At the time of booking I paid extra to choose my seats. The seat I chose was $55 extra and right at the front of the plane. Trying to arrive somewhere on time upon landing. The seat also happened to be an extra legroom seat and I am a 4'11" female. I check in, board, sit in my seat as usual. But as soon as the seatbelt sign was switched off I had a man come over and ask to change seats. The first time he asked politely saying that he is 6'4" and flying is painful for him, can we please change seats? I was open to it until I saw that his seat was way in the back of the plane and so I told him no. Sorry, I paid extra to sit up front. He kind of got increasingly mad and wouldn't leave, saying that there's no reason someone of my height needs extra legroom. I told him I paid to be up front. I suggested that he ask the other people in those seats if they could swap, but he refused, saying that he wouldn't want to bother other men or split up couples. He kept getting rude and angry, so I just called over a flight attendant who told him to go sit down. For the rest of the flight he would walk past for no reason, slamming into me. I was sitting aisle. Was I in the wrong? Should I have swapped with him? Tia. So my brother is 6 feet 6 inches. You know what he does when he has to fly? He makes sure to get an emergency exit row or whatever row has the extra legroom. He usually has to pay for it. Any tall person with a lick of common sense knows they have to do this for flights. This tall person knows they will need more leg room but chose to try to get out of paying for it by getting a person to switch. Op was totally in their right to say no, especially as they paid extra and tall person does not have the right to be a jerk about it. Did tall guy offer Op to reimburse her for the extra amount paid? Of course not. Also gotta love that the guy targeted the lone woman and wouldn't think to bother a man or couples. Guy was a jerk, nuff said. The end. NTA. People think that a single woman is a target, especially on a plane. Years ago, flying with my kids to Toronto, they sat together. I sat across from them. The woman behind them said to the man sitting on the aisle, "Would you mind switching with my husband?" Then motioned to the man sitting next to me. That passenger said, "I much prefer the aisle seat." She turns to me and says, "You can switch with me then." I said no. I had to watch my kids. She said, "You can watch them from back here," and I said I was afraid not. She then said, "Yes, you can watch them from here," to which I finally said, "Listen, unless you are going to watch my kids, and in fact, take them home and raise them later, don't bother me again." She was practically belligerent to me, but let the male passenger off the hook quickly. I'm 5 feet 8 inches. It had nothing to do with my height. NTA. Next time he can plan better and do what you did, buying your seat instead of harassing the only small woman he thought he could bully into giving in. If he kept running into you, you needed to have a word with the flight attendant. Unacceptable to have to deal with violence on a plane. My mom was 4'11". She often found that guys thought because she was little, she could be easily intimidated. It was usually pretty entertaining watching them try. She was the master of the quick put down. I suspect this guy picked you because he thought he could intimidate you. He could easily have paid to upgrade. Every time he slammed into you, you should have called the flight attendant again to report the assault. Someone who repeatedly assaults another passenger should be blacklisted permanently by the airline. NTA. You had your own reason that you needed to sit there. If he wanted a specific seat for a specific reason, he should have paid for it. Also, WTF? He didn't want to bother other men? So he walked over and proceeded to harass a 4'11" female instead? If anyone was to be determined tall, it would be him for such a terrible comment. He is tall. He's been tall all of his life. He knew flying was a hardship on him and he didn't want to spend the extra money, and he became an abusive bully to a single female when he didn't get his way. You should have reported him and he should have been removed from the flight, or you should have been compensated for your seat. A grown man felt he was entitled for you to give him what he wanted. You were an easy target because you were alone and he didn't get his way and he harassed you the entire flight. I think you should report him to the airline. Tell them the experience that you had. Next time, bark back and report him. Let these abusive men know that their behavior is unacceptable. Tall person here. If I want more leg room, I can pay for it like everyone else. I don't pay for the cheapest seat possible and then try to get someone shorter to give me the more expensive seat that they purchased for free. You aren't allowed to ask someone in business or first-class seating to switch to a cheap seat. WTF, do they think they can do it in coach? NTA. Us taller folk know flying coach is uncomfortable. So if we need to be pain-free for a flight, we have to pay extra. NTA. This guy was being beyond ridiculous. As a tall person myself, I sympathize that flying is uncomfortable, but I'd never go around demanding other people's seats that they'd paid extra for. I'm 6 feet 4 inches and usually try to purchase seats with extra legroom. If I don't, I would never ask someone to switch to me because I'm tall. If you offered unprompted, then all your drinks would be on me. Wi-Fi as well. Your goal in sitting in that seat was to ensure that you could get off the plane quickly to make your appointment. If he had agreed to switch seats back in the last hour of the flight so that you could get off the plane quickly, and if he had paid you the difference it cost you, then that might have been a nice compromise. However, the way that he bullied you after you refused was not nice. He tried to make his situation your problem, like it was your fault somehow. He wouldn't want to bother other men or split up couples. He refused to even ask anyone else. But he was fine bothering you because you are a small woman and you don't need it. That makes me angry. NTA. No way, are you the asshole? No. In fact, you should have notified flight attendant that said passenger was harassing you by constantly banging into your seat. If it continued, then you should have asked the flight attendant to notify police that you would like to press assault charges on said passenger and to have them standing by upon landing. You should still be reaching out to the airline and complaining that on-flight staff failed to keep you safe from an aggressive passenger. NTA. He wanted to be cheap and leave seat selection to chance. Next time, tell the person you can switch for $400. They'd quickly leave you alone. Stop right there. You paid extra for your seat. They could have done the same thing. As a consistent traveler, I am so tired of families with babies, couples or tall, big, feeling that they should have the seat I paid for. Nope. Go away and have a great day. And be sure to glare at me for 12 hours. NTA. Should have filed a police report afterwards since he repeatedly assaulted you after not getting his way. If he wanted extra legroom, then he should have paid for a seat with extra legroom instead of trying to intimidate you into giving him your seat for free. He wouldn't want to bother other men, because he's a coward who is only prepared to try to bully women. NTA. He didn't pay. You did. And it sounds like there are a lot of other things to hate about him. For the rest of the flight he would walk past for no reason, slamming into me. I was sitting aisle. You should have complained to the attendants. NTA, a lack of planning on his part does not constitute an emergency on your end. You paid for the seat. You get the extra room. That's it. Next time maybe he'll plan ahead and book extra legroom. AITA, he targeted you because you are a woman and thought you would acquiesce. Good for you for standing your ground.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.